Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown, you all. Today, the long-awaited, full-on Alabama versus Georgia National Championship analysis video. This one's probably going to be long, so I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to give you some of the main key analysis points that I'm going to give you, and then I'm going to get into some of the more the plays. But first of all, a lot was made about Tua Tagovailoa, which is good. I really like what he brought. A lot of people make him the hero of the game. But upon the second view, I will say the hero of the game is never really one hero. I'm just making a big statement. Was Daron Payne, number 94, nose tackle, defensive tackle for Alabama. You will be amazed at how many times I'm going to say in this analysis video that he just destroyed his blocker and got into the backfield and pressured Jake Fromm. He probably single-handedly, like I said, that's just a pejorative statement, just being excessive here. He really made such an impact for the Alabama defense. Without Daron Payne on Monday, Alabama would have lost this game. I know that's a big statement, but he played just that big of a part in this game. It was crazy. Also, an underrated part of this game, too, was the play of the true freshman left tackle, Alex Leatherwood. So if you didn't know, Jonah Williams got hurt on the first series of the second half for Alabama. Jonah Williams is Alabama's starting left tackle. He got hurt, and he was struggling a little bit in this game. The best tackle on the team. We brought in this true freshman left tackle who's more athletic and a little bit bigger, and he held his own. He played pretty well. He gave up a little pressure every once in a while, and the guys used some veteran moves on him. But he protected pretty well because he was able to stay in front of guys. Jonah Williams stayed in front of guys. So this actually may bring up some competition in the spring. I could very well see Alex Leatherwood at left tackle and Jonah Williams at right tackle for this upcoming season. But that's another story. That's something else to get into. Another key to this game is that Georgia really came to play. They had a really well thought out game plan. They executed it pretty well. Their players played tough and physical. This is what I expected to see. And another one is, of course, when we brought in Tua Tagovailoa, he played great. He brought energy to the offense. He brought energy to the passing game because Brian Dable obviously had a better passing game plan with Tua than he did for Jalen, which I'm still upset about. If you don't know why, go look at my previous video about Jalen Hurts. But and it worked out. And he actually kept it really, really simple. They called a lot of the same passing plays over and over again for Tua Tagovailoa. They just made a few tweaks here and there to get some guys open at various times. Tua, while he did play well, he made some mistakes, quite a few of them, that could get you in trouble. And those are actually some of the reasons people wonder why he hasn't been starting this season. Well, if you watch my video, you'll see why he hasn't been starting this season. Some of the things that he's done in this game, although the good was really good too. But anyway, I'm done talking about all the big points. Let's just get into it. So Georgia starts out on offense. They got two backs, three wide receivers set. Bama's in a nickel. Now, Daron Payne immediately shed the left guard instantly on a little RPO. And they got a little yards here. Deontay Thompson came flying up, and he missed his tackle, but the rest of the Alabama defense swarmed. The reason why I highlighted this play is to let you know Daron Payne showed up immediately. Now let's drop down a little bit. 13-minute, 47-second mark of the first quarter. They go 4 wide, Georgia does, on 3rd and 6. Daron Payne shed the center instantly to pressure Jake Fromm. And give Jake Fromm credit as he threw it up for his guy anyway, who had a step on Tony Brown, which that's a key because later on Tony Brown got benched and because of a play similar to this later on. But Tony Brown took it from the receiver. I mean, he took it. It's like he stole from the man. It was a great play by him. So anyway, we're going to go down. Alabama's on the ball now. And this is actually one of Jalen Hurts' more successful drives. We do a lot of read options to start out. Do a little pop pass. Well, actually, the first play, do a read option. And it was a good job by Jalen Hurts of reading the defensive lineman number 51 and handing the ball off. So good decision by Jalen Hurts. 13-minute, 20-second mark. We do an end around to Robert Foster. It's like a little pop pass and gets the first down. 13-minute mark of the first quarter. We go tempo, and it's an RPO. Jalen Hurts keeps it. Now, Calvin Ridley, Hale Hentges, and Cam Sims all run routes to the right side of the field. So you remember my previous video, I was talking about how they usually put all the routes on the same side of the field. This is one of those times, and I was upset about it. Calvin Ridley is open immediately, so Jalen Hurts hits him. Hale Hentges is covered. And Cam Sims does come open a little bit after Jalen Hurts had already delivered the ball. It's a possible touchdown a little bit further up the field, but you don't want your quarterback to hold onto the ball against this fast Georgia defense. So I won't get down on him too much because really was open immediately. He got the ball to him, 9-yard gain. 12-minute 40-second mark. Georgia has 5 people on the line of scrimmage, and we call a design quarterback run, but it was blocked extremely well, and it was a first down and more yardage using Jalen's legs, his running ability. Now, the 12-minute 12-second mark, 2 tight ends to the right, 2 wide receivers to the left. I would like to see Jalen Hurts step up here in the pocket, so I told you all he can get better at climbing in the pocket. This is one of those times. Both his tight ends, though, their routes were to the right, and his check down kind of shaded right. It was Damian Harris. They were all covered. Robert Foster may have come open on the left side, but the safety was in the middle of the field. So Jalen Hurts rose to his right, but everyone remains covered. I don't know why didn't Robert Foster from the left side cut across the middle of the field to help Jalen out so he can throw the ball down the field. But Jalen Hurts wisely threw it away because nobody was open, so good decision making here. 11-minute 30-second mark. Jalen Hurts checks at the line of scrimmage. He changes the play based on the defense. After taking the snap, it's the 3rd and 8 here. He looked right, and then he looked left. He didn't try to hit Irv Smith underneath because it would have been too short, wouldn't have been the first down. Lorenzo Carter comes up to rush, but Damian Harris picks him up for a second. Now here, maybe Jalen Hurts could have stepped up, climbed the pocket, and hit Calvin Ridley behind the zone. Now, that would have been a little bit risky because Lorenzo Carter was running through Damian Harris, so he could have possibly been a strip sack as he was trying to throw. But Jalen Hurts takes off, and he picks up the first down after making a guy miss. So just good job using his legs. But it could have possibly been a big play behind the play. 10-minute 11-second mark. The infamous missed fade route to Calvin Ridley. So a lot of people pointed out this play where Jalen Hurts missed a touchdown to Calvin Ridley. Now, after I reviewed this play multiple times, I feel like Jalen Hurts actually threw this ball fairly well. It wasn't a bad ball, but here's a problem that a lot of people are not talking about. The defensive back, Parrish, number 14 of Georgia, he slipped. If you go back and look at the play, he fell down. He slipped, and Calvin Ridley took notice of that, and he stopped running almost. It distracted him, and he slowed down, and he realized, oh no, the ball's still coming. He tried to run again, but at that point, it was too late. The ball was already 2 or 3 yards ahead of him. So I think if he had not stopped running for a bit, this ball would have been on target, and he could have caught this for a touchdown. So I believe part of the blame here on this play actually goes to Calvin Ridley. Let me know what you all think about that. You can go look at the play and let me know. Put your comments in the comment section. Now, the 10-minute 4-second mark. The play call was a rollout right. Why are we rolling him out right? With the corner route, crossing route, and hitch routes, and they're all coming to the right. And great part, it actually would have worked this time, but Matt Womack, so it would have worked this time. It would have worked, but Matt Womack couldn't block Lorenzo Carter. I'm still trying to figure out why we're rolling out, though. Devontae Smith was coming open on a crossing route, but Lorenzo Carter was already on Jalen Hurts, and that was on the 3rd and 8. He had to throw it away. Now we're going to drop down a little bit. 9-minute 30-second mark. Alabama's back on defense. Deron Payne gets around the outside shoulder of the left guard easily, and the wide receiver drops the curl route. 9-minute 21-second mark. Next play. Deron Payne blows right past the left guard to force Jake Fromm to throw it away. Great play. We'll drop down a little bit more after we get the ball back because it wasn't too long after that. 7-minute 50-second mark. Yeah, actually, it's the next play. They go 3 and out on this play? No, they didn't go 3 and out. Georgia had 4 plays. They got first down, then 3 and out. So now Alabama's back on the ball. We do a design quarterback power run play, but it was blown up as the Georgia defender flew right in on 3rd down and 3. So it was Ledbetter, the Georgia defensive end. This play, now some people said they didn't mind the play call because the execution was wrong, and if the execution was right, it probably would have worked. But why would we do a design quarterback power on 3rd and 3 instead of continuing to soften Georgia up, maybe like a short hit route on the outside, where you can just throw it from the pocket. But, yeah, the tight end didn't able to pin his block back in time, and Ledbetter, number 13, got Jalen Hurts before he can get going. I'm skipping down here because nothing much more happened on this drive, for real. I think I'm going to go down to, oh, man, I'm skipping a lot. But it's okay. I'm not trying to get too much in there. The 4-minute 30-second mark. Deron Payne fights off a double team to get in on a run stop. He fights off a double team. That's impressive. 3 minute 30-second mark. The run pain makes it look easy as he just thumps the center. The center tried to get some push and moving him laterally. Didn't work. Couldn't move him laterally. We're going to go down at the 2 minute 29-second mark. Well, actually, before I do that, I'll do the play before that, the 2 minute 45-second mark. So Levi Wallace kind of busted in his coverage a little bit, I believe, here, and it left the wide receiver open. Thought maybe it was his own coverage, but I'm not sure. But I think he just busted man coverage, actually. But even though that pass was completed for a first down, Deron Payne and Terrell Lewis were wreaking havoc on the Georgia line. So they continued to make plays even when the rest of the defense wasn't in sync. 2 minute 29-second mark. Deron Payne. I wrote wow because he just tosses the left tackle aside to get in the backfield. The 2 minutes. So Georgia's actually moving the ball. So a lot of people said Georgia was able to move the ball because the Alabama defense got tired because Alabama wasn't doing much on offense. Georgia's actually, and this is one of those keys to the game that I didn't put up earlier, their offense devised a scheme where they kept Alabama's defense off balance. They did a really good job of doing that. I can't take that from them. They went from shotgun runs to outside throwing routes to play action passes to under center runs. When you have that much diversity in your offensive scheme, it's really hard for a defense to key in. Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator of Georgia, did a good job of doing that. So on this particular drive, and Alabama defense is not tired yet. Georgia has held the ball since the 6 minute 54-second mark. They did not relinquish the ball until the 1 minute 10-second mark of the first quarter. Actually, a little bit more than that. Basically, it kept going until, man, how far? Yeah, basically until the start of the second quarter. So they held the ball for the last 7 minutes of the first quarter, basically. So Alabama at this point, they were moving the ball even though Alabama's defensive line was doing well. They had to do something to disrupt the Georgia offense, so they blitzed. But before we get there, 2 minute 24-second mark, you can see it. Bama got super aggressive. We sent both cornerbacks, Anthony Avery and Levi Wallace. And Anthony Avery got the sack. And the double team couldn't stop Isaiah Buggs coming in as well. Now, then at the 1 minute 42-second mark, this is crazy. I don't know how we allowed them to complete this. It's a 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20. Missed hold. They actually missed a hold. People talking about Georgia getting some play, not getting the calls, and Alabama getting away with some. Georgia got away with some too. They missed a hold. If you go back and look at this play, Raekwon Davis burst through, and they hold him. He is held on this play from the right guard. The right guard holds Raekwon Davis. And who's this? 24, Terrell Lewis, who's on the outside of Raekwon, he bounced inside to make sure that Sony Michel didn't just get an easy gap to run up the middle. He bounced inside, to force Sony Michel wide because he thought that the rest of the defenders were going to force him wide and get him out of bounds. Unfortunately, that didn't happen as Minkah Fitzpatrick, if you watch him, he slipped in pursuit on this play. And Sony Michel beat Mack Wilson and Levi Wallace to the edge. Mack Wilson got a hand on him, but then Ronnie Harrison comes up and he has a bad angle in trying to tackle him. So it just all around, it was messed up in that second half of the defense. This second half in terms of the back half of the defense. Not second half in terms of the game time. Okay, you get it. I'll go down 1 minute 10-second mark. Ronnie Harrison allowed the tight end to cross his face on this play deep in the route. But luckily, Christian Miller's rush caught Jake Fromm before he could throw the ball. We get a sack and do some excellent run defense on the next play. And we stop their run on the next 3rd and 11. But Georgia gets a field goal because they had moved down the field quite a bit. Now, on into the second quarter. And we have Alabama's back on the ball, so we're trying to see what we're going to do. They do trips left, and they do read option. Jalen Hurts gives it to Damian Harris, which I'm fine with. As long as Damian Harris is the one running the ball, that's fine with me if we're running the ball. So that's good. But then 13 minute 42-second mark, Alabama does another quarterback draw. Not as happy with that play call. 13 minute 12-second mark. Ledbetter beat Jonah Williams on the edge very quickly. And because he did that, he hit Jalen Hurts just as he was throwing the ball to Calvin Ridley on a curl route. So Jalen Hurts had Calvin Ridley. He had him open. He kind of threw it with a little bit of anticipation. Calvin Ridley was going to be able to catch this ball and get a first down. But Jalen Hurts was hit as he was coming forward with the ball. It caused the ball to come up short, and Calvin Ridley wasn't able to grab it out in front. Maybe he could have dove for it, but Calvin Ridley's not a diving type receiver, I guess. The ball hit the ground right in front of him. Nothing Jalen Hurts can do on that play. Jonah Williams just has to protect better on that edge. So that was an unfortunate play. So now Georgia's getting the ball back after they just started this really, really long drive. After they just finished this long drive. Alabama goes through it now because they couldn't protect Jalen Hurts. Now Georgia's back on the ball, and this next drive lasts for 5 minutes. So this is before the Alabama defense is tired now, mind you. This next drive goes for 5 minutes. 12-minute, 52-second mark. They dumped the ball off the Swift in the flat against the zone defense. Gets the first down. 12-minute, 25-second mark. It's just a well-blocked run for Nick Chubb out of the Wildcat. They got 5 yards. 11-minute, 52-second mark. Mack Wilson got juked by Jake Fromm. Mack Wilson got juked now for a first down run on a read option play. 11-minute, 20-second mark. The rush from Terrell Lewis forced an inaccurate pass from Jake Fromm to the fullback in the flat. Then at the 11-minute, 16-second mark, nobody on the Alabama front moved in the run defense. And by that, I mean it was a really good play because Georgia tried to push them, and it did not work. It was a good stop. So we got a 3rd and 8 on this drive. I did all those plays just to let you know what's coming up here. 10-minute, 40-second mark, 3rd and 8. Alabama's playing zone defense. The Georgia line blocked really well. And Jake Fromm here, this is why I say a lot of people think Justin Fields is going to come in and take over Jake Fromm's job. Not so fast, my friend, like Lee Corso says. Jake Fromm throws a great ball just beyond the reach of the underneath zone of Mack Wilson to hit his wide receiver, Calvin Ridley's younger brother, Riley Ridley, on a dig route for the first down and more. Great throw by him. Nothing more you can do about it. Just a great play. So Georgia's drive continues. So 10-minute, 10-second mark in the second quarter. It's an unbalanced line right. They took a page out of Alabama's book. They do a play action twice. They fake it to 2 different people. As Deshaun, well, did Deshaun handle this play? Yeah, it was. Deshaun Hand actually goes right around the offensive lineman number 65 to get a quick pressure on Jake Fromm. But he still flips the ball out to number 4 on the left side of the field. No gain, so it's a good defensive play. 9-minute, 50-second mark. They do a double team on Deron Payne. And the effort running by by Swift got 4 yards out of this play. So that's another big key to this game that people don't remember if you didn't see it from the beginning. Georgia's running backs, they ran with so much effort, and they continue to push and claw and keep their legs churning. That's not the type of thing you usually see running backs being able to do against the Alabama defense. So these Georgia running backs are just talented. They would keep running, keep moving, and not give up on the play. I can't take that from them. They got those 3 and 4 yard runs because they kept running and they're so talented. You can't take that from them. 9-minute, 7-second mark. Just wow, once again, for Deron Payne. He burst through a double team to pressure Jake Fromm, but Jake Fromm is still able to throw a 50-50 ball up to his wide receiver, Wims, on Anthony Avery. It was actually a great catch by Wims on this play, but just go watch Deron Payne on that play. 8-minute, 28-second mark. Deron Payne again with the instant shed on the left guard. He instantly sheds him to get Nick Chubb in the backfield. At the 7-minute, 42-second mark, like I said, this drive now been going on for over 5 minutes. The stunt of Terrell Lewis and Deron Payne got pressure on Jake Fromm. So Terrell Lewis and Deron Payne, MVPs of that D-line, make an incomplete pass. Georgia has to kick a field goal. Alabama's down 6-0. And to this point, Jake Fromm is 6 of 12 for 68 yards. So he's only completed 50% of his passes, but the passes he did complete were pretty solid completions, which is why, like I said, Justin Fields won't take over for Jake Fromm unless Justin Fields is just amazing. So here's a big play here. Alabama's got the ball here. 7-minute, 33-second mark. Jalen Hurts has vision like a running back on this play. So this is funny, actually. Why people saying, like, when Tua played well, they're like, oh, we can move Jalen to running back. That'd be nice. On plays like this, I can see it. I can see it because he really does have vision. Like, he knows what to look for. He knows how to use his blockers and use cutbacks. So look at him cut back on this play as he reads his blockers up the field. He cuts back inside his blocker, and then he makes the guy miss. The safety number 24 couldn't catch him as he ran to the sideline after he got the first down and more on this play. So it was a really good run by Jalen. Now, 6 minute 54-second mark, I'm skipping down a little bit. Jalen Hurts had good protection on this play, but he hesitated to go to Jerry Jeudy on a skinny post route because the safety, number 24, was in the middle of the field and was starting to rotate in that direction. So by the time he was moving to his tight end read, he got hit from behind and sacked. Now, I said that's one I just want him to lay it out toward the goalpost. So if you didn't feel comfortable trying to squeeze it in between the safety and the little space where the skinny post was, then go ahead and just let the ball free toward the back of the end zone and let Jerry Jeudy try to catch up to it. So that's one area where I say he needs to trust his arm and just let the ball go and make the defense, respect you and back up a little bit. But these opportunities were, few and far in between. They were more content with designing runs for Jalen sometimes than they were with actually getting him out passing. 6 minute 10-second mark, we do an inside dive for Josh Jacobs. I don't know why it wasn't for Damian Harris, although I like Josh Jacobs. But the fact is, we did this inside dive run play on 3rd and 15. On 3rd and 15. Why would you do? I mean, I understand. Look, so I don't hate running calls on big third down plays. As a matter of fact, Georgia successfully executed 2 very long third down plays with runs, so I don't hate them. But you're going to run it with Josh Jacobs, not even your best back, Damian Harris, on 3rd and 15. And beside that point, you're not going to call a pass for your quarterback to get the ball downfield, maybe even just take a shot just to make Georgia respect the pass, even make them think about it a little bit more. So we punt the ball. Now Georgia's got the ball again. The 5-minute 14-second mark, Daron Payne is breaking through another double team to get Nick Chubb. I mean, every time, look, if you want to see Daron Payne go to work, every time stamp I gave you, go look at it and you will see Daron Payne working these plays. He's working these guys. 4-minute 36-second mark, second quarter. Daron Payne and Raekwon Davis, they're just stacking them up. They can't move these guys. Just great job by them. Georgia completes a few more passes here. Alabama still dialing up the cornerback pressures at the 3-minute 18-second mark. I'm skipping down a little bit. And at the 2-minute 35-second mark, we blitz Mack Wilson, and it causes Jake Fromm to be extremely inaccurate on this play. Makes a 4th down. They punt it. So good job. Now Alabama's back on the ball. Now I like what we started out with. We did a swing pass to Damian Harris. Great. He gets 2 yards. That's fine. As long as we get the ball, remember to get the ball to Damian Harris. That's good. Then we followed that up with 1-minute 55-second mark. It was a read option. Now, it wasn't a run. It wasn't an RPO. This was a read option. So instead of dialing up a passing play, like I said, look, this thing. I don't hate, trying to get design quarterback runs for Jalen because he has really good legs. He's a really good runner. That's fine. But the Georgia defense is kind of expecting it at this point. So you need to do something a little bit different, in my opinion. So 1-minute 35-second mark. After that read option play, we go up tempo. Now, Georgia defense has been a little weird from up-tempo plays this year, so I understand why we want to pull it out. But I don't necessarily think we should have did it here. We should have wasted some more time so Georgia doesn't have time to score before the half, which they did. So, we do a little play here on up-tempo. The little out route to Irv Smith is covered up. Calvin Ridley on a corner route is covered up. Those were the first 2 reads of the play. And so the pocket started collapsing, so Jalen Hurts had to evade it on the inside and then roll right. The pursuit from Trenton Thompson was too fast, though, and he wasn't able to hit Cam Sims, who was coming late from the left on a slant route. So it wasn't late as in like he was late on the route. Late as in like as the play developed, he was just getting there as the pocket was breaking down on Jalen. Now, at this point, Jalen Hurts was throwing it away. Just throwing it away at that point. But the first 2 reads were on the right side of the field. And it's not necessarily a problem that they were on the right side of the field. It's just that that was the short side of the field. So less room. The defenders had less space to make up. They can run to the ball and use their athleticism. And so that play call didn't really do him any favors there. It wasn't easy. It was really easy to cover. One could argue that Jalen Hurts should have stepped up a bit in the pocket, should have climbed the pocket here. I can agree with that, to his left, like started moving toward his left because he had a little open space to run. But I will argue, why would you necessarily do that when your primary reads were to the right and they were running routes to the right sideline? So by the time they would have had to cut back and run to the middle of the field, probably would have been sacked anyway. Now he could have run. He could have run. I can see that. But I do think Roquan Smith was spying him while he was hovering near the check down. Damian Harris was the check down. He was right in front of him. So he was hovering around in the middle of the field. Overall, it just wasn't a good play. And the thing is, and if he had got stopped trying to run, people would say, "Well, look, he's taking off too fast. He doesn't sit in the pocket. And he can't win with some." But I just did not like some of the passing schemes that we had for Jalen. Tight end out route and wide receiver corner route or go route on the short side of the field. I just don't like that. I don't like it. So now Georgia's getting the ball back. Now, if you want to see Minkah Fitzpatrick actually look bad on the play, here's one. 1 minute, 19-second mark. Minkah Fitzpatrick is beat badly on a dig route / a slant route by the wide receiver, Mecole Hardman. He gets turned around. You rarely ever see Minkah Fitzpatrick get turned around in coverage. And Jake Fromm hits him, his Riley Ridley, on a curl route against Levi Wallace. So he didn't even go to the play where Minkah Fitzpatrick got beat. He ended up hitting Riley Ridley on a curl route. So Levi Wallace had some, I wouldn't necessarily say trouble, but he gave up. He was a little soft on those curl routes against Riley Ridley early in the game. Next play, Georgia receiver drops the ball. I'm going to strip down a little bit. 55-second mark of the second quarter, 3rd and 10. And this was just a great play. This is the second 3rd and long converted by Sony Michel. He started off on an inside hold to make Mack Wilson drop down, but then he cut back outside and allowed Mack Wilson to get blocked trying to pursue back to the outside and end up in a first down run. Drop down a little bit more. 35 seconds left. Quentin Williams rushes inside for some odd reason. He didn't maintain outside leverage, so this is Quentin Williams' fault. I'm sure he was supposed to be on the outside because there was no leverage on the outside. So Raekwon Davis burst through the right guard, but Jake Fromm was able to run left because there was no leverage over there for an easy first down. So discontinued their drive. Jake Fromm throws a jump pass to the wide receiver on the left sideline on the next play, gets 16 yards. And finally, 15 seconds left, get a roughing the passer penalty on second down. And they get 12 seconds left in the half. Mecole Hardman does a wildcat, and they run it in for a touchdown. So many mistakes on defense on that drive. So we're going to drop down to the 3rd quarter. Alabama comes out, and all of a sudden we make this switch to Tua Tagovailoa, and it changed the game because Brian Dable, although it was a simple passing scheme, it was a passing scheme that attacked down the field more. And it was completely different from what he had for Jalen. And it changed some things. So we spread it out. Tua did not have less than 3 wide receivers on the field with him the whole time. They empty setted him 3, 4, 5 receivers. And that's the part I'm really upset about. Why didn't you try to do those things in the first half? Why didn't you try to do those things in the first half? I swear I did not see 2 tight ends on the field with Tua Tagovailoa the whole second half. But anyway, let's get into it. So we spread them out with Tua. Damian Harris is set right, do a read option, or actually it was an RPO on this play. That was the first play. And so this first drive was a little interesting. He had to get his feet wet and get him going. 14 minute, 28-second mark. We do a Jalen Hurts type play here as we have the tight end and Calvin Ridley on the right side of the field, the short side of the field again. And Hale Higgins does an out route, and Calvin Ridley's on a go route. So like I said, they do that, but it's not effective against these teams. So Tua Tagovailoa actually only reads the right side of the field here. He hits Hale Higgins on an out route for a 2-yard gain. I was actually impressed with how strong his arm was on this play, because if his arm was any weaker, it's probably an interception return for a touchdown. He zipped that ball in there, even though it was on the 2-yard gain. And then was on this play, he missed a wide open receiver on a slant route coming from the left side. So because they limited him to the right side of the field, he didn't even get a chance to read that left side. 13 minute, 56-second mark. On 3rd down, Georgia sends a blitz right up to Tua Tagovailoa's face up the middle. It causes him to miss a slant route in the middle of the field because of the pressure. I can't blame him there. They get a sack. But this is a reoccurring theme, and this is also a key. Tua Tagovailoa is very loose with the football. Very loose with the football at times. When he's running, watch him run. Just go back and look at those plays where he ran and where he's like scrambling. He's holding the ball too loose. It scared me every time. And he just has to get better at that. It's just something you got to get better at. I don't blame him. I'm not going to jump down his throat about it, but that is something that they'll probably talk with him about going into spring. Jonah Williams got rolled up on this play, and I thought I thought we were in trouble. I was like, ugh. But I also knew we hadn't really been blocking that well to begin with, so I was going to see what was going to happen. I thought we were going to have to move somebody else over, like Jedrick Wells out or something. But we punt the ball, and we left the play where we kind of got the missed penalty, where they say where Georgia guy was offsides or whatever it may have been, or the Alabama player had the false start. But we won't harp on that. Now, this play, the punt return, the punt return coverage, it's an underrated play. This play actually may have saved the game for Alabama. On the punt return on this play, watch Cam Sims. He was clutch. He probably saved the touchdown. If that guy who returned the ball, he had an open lane, and Cam Sims smacked him and put him on his butt, and I don't think anybody else would have been able to catch him. So, underrated play. If you want to thank some people for helping them win the game, that play is really, really important. All right, Georgia's back on the ball. Alabama defense actually makes them go 3 and out, and we were aided by a possible missed penalty. I'm not going to go into all the Georgia plays. This analysis has already gone too far. If you want me to do the full thing, let me know. But Isaiah Buzz gets Swift as he's on a screen route to the left side. He cuts back, and Isaiah Buzz gets at 12 minutes, 20-second mark. He reaches out to tackle him, and he got like a little finger slightly in the face mask for a couple of seconds, but then dropped down and got on the shoulder pad, so he tackled him. So they probably could have called that. Like, technically they could have called it, but they also were letting a lot of flags go. They were letting these guys go. I don't think they really saw it, though, because of how quick it was. But it was a good tackle. Next play was 3rd and long. They went 4 wide. We stopped the halfback draw. So they tried to go conservative a little bit after going up 13-0. So they tried to go a little conservative. And not for long, though, because they continued to pass the ball. A lot of people thought that Georgia gave this game away. They actually continued to try to make plays. It just Alabama was energized, and they played better. Now, Alabama's back on the ball. We put Alex Leatherwood in for Jonah Williams. Technically now, the right side is the blind side of Tua, but it's still left side still where the best passers are coming from. So we got a true freshman over there. 10-minute, 51-second mark. We were 3 wide, 1 tight end. Play action pass. Cam Sims got open on a crossing route. Robert Foster's open on a slant route. Calvin Ridley's open on a skinny post, but it was just a smidgen overthrown. Good job stepping up to throw, though, with Lorenzo Carter coming backside. And there's great protection in his face as well. So the interior offensive lineman blocked really well, and Tua was able to step up, and he actually climbed the pocket. That was actually pretty good. That's something that I really like about him, and when he's got that mobility and awareness in the pocket. 10-minute, 44-second mark. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Play action pass. Already got better play calls. Good coverage by the Georgia defense as Tua had to scramble. And it was actually good blocking by Alex Leatherwood. He was really aggressive on this play. So at the 10-minute, 25-second mark, this is the play that jump-started the Alabama offense. Tua checks at the line of scrimmage, and we had 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end. Excellent coverage by Georgia defense as Bama ran verticals. Like, basically all the receivers ran up the field. Nobody could get open, though. So it was good protection for Tua initially. So he tries to escape, maybe try to get something going where he can throw the ball. Tries to escape to the outside, to the right, actually, kind of like Jalen. But Lorenzo Carter, because he's not as fast as Jalen, Tua is, Lorenzo Carter is able to catch him. So Tua reverses his field while breaking the tackle, and another guy tries to tackle. He bounces off that, and the rest is history as he runs back around to the left side of the field with a convoy and gets a first down. But watch him on this play. That ball is so loose as he's holding it in his left hand and it's hanging down near his hips. And it's like, that's a no-no when you are running the ball as a quarterback. Pull that ball up, young man. And so that was an interesting play. 9-minute, 58-second mark. We go 3 wide, 1 tight end. Remember I told you, never saw 2 tight ends with Tua. One wide out, split left every time. So they like to put one wide receiver to the left side every time to balance the defense out. We do an RPO. Slant route to Robert Foster for the first down. Great throw by Tua. It's a little bit high. I'm going to break it down a little bit so your receiver can run after the catch, but it's a good throw. 9-minute 38-second mark. RPO. We do double screen. Screen on the left side, screen on the right side. We hit the right side to Henry Ruggs for 9 yards. 9-minute 25-second mark. Another RPO. Tua Tagovailoa hits Henry Ruggs on a slant route with the blitz and safety in his face for the first down. The blitz and safety kind of caused him to, kind of throw it a little bit quicker than he wanted to and a little bit behind, but a great catch by Ruggs. 9-minute mark. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Solid protection, even from Alex Leatherwood, the true freshman. Tua hits Henry Ruggs on a dig route in the back of the end zone with some good anticipation. He threw this ball before Henry Ruggs broke out of it. The Bama wide receivers, I noticed after this play, because the guy who got caught on was cornerback number 14, the same guy who Ridley beat on that fade route earlier. They started to pick on him. He seemed like he was the weak link in their coverage. Great anticipation and accuracy from Tua, and Alex Leatherwood helped make that play. Without Alex Leatherwood blocking the way he did on this play, it would have been a sack or incompletion. Georgia's back on the ball now. Alabama's now scored a touchdown. It's 13-7 Georgia's way. 8-minute 47-second mark. Georgia's doing an RPO now. Jake Fromm hits a slant route for the first down. He did a good job of double clutching on this play because Deontay Thompson was in the lane of his throw. So he has a good arm to get that ball by him. He does a lot of checks. He tried to do an outside run, but Anthony Avery on a blitz. So we sent another blitz at the 8-minute 29-second mark, and it stopped the run. Got Nick Chubb for a loss. Then they do an RPO next play, and then 7-minute 3-second mark. So, old Tony Brown. Oh, man, I wish you had played better throughout your career. And at times he did, but this is some of the things he did. He made some mistakes on him. Alabama blitzes here and plays man coverage. We go single high safety with Deontay Thompson. Mecole Hardman runs right by Tony Brown Tony Brown's playing inside leverage on this play. I don't know why. He should have been playing outside coverage. I think he should have. If he should have been playing inside coverage according to the scheme, I think that was a mistake. But he definitely should have been playing outside leverage on this play, not let the receiver get to the outside. And Mecole Hardman runs right by him to the outside and scores an 80-yard touchdown catch on a really, really great throw from Jake Fromm. And that was on 3rd and 11. We gave us some big third down. That's like third and 10 plus that Alabama has given up. So, yeah, I don't know what Tony Brown was thinking on this play, but he should not have been playing inside leverage on this play. So, they're up 21-7, or 27, actually, 27. Alabama's not going to get the ball back. 6-minute 47-second mark. 4 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, I believe. Actually, no, it was 4 wide receivers. It may have been 1 tight end, but they always spread out like they were wide receivers. But 1 wide receiver is to the left and 3 of them to the right. Calvin Ridley, I believe, motions in from the wide right. Tua fakes a swing route to the right, where he fakes a swing route to Calvin Ridley over there. And he has Jerry Jeudy open on a crossing route as he steps up to avoid the pressure from his right because Matt Womack's getting beat. He takes a deep shot, but he couldn't get his body into it. So there's times where I notice where Tua's throwing the ball, he can work on some things mechanically as well, where he's kind of throwing with his arm. So Tua has to learn how to not try to trust just the arm and get your hips rotated and your feet work on so you can throw the ball. Footwork, so you can throw the ball. So it's incomplete. 6-minute 39-second mark. 4 wide receivers, 4 wide, and 1 of them was a tight end. And Tua rolls left. This was supposed to be a run play. Freshman mistake by Tua. And all the receivers, miscommunication by the offense. All the receivers were blocking. So the thing is, this is the reason why I give Tua a little bit more criticism on this play, because now if all your receivers are blocking, that should let you know that you made a mistake and this is a running play. So instead of throwing the ball in the field of play where no receivers are looking for the ball, he should have done 1 or 2 things. He should have run because he saw the receivers were blocking, or he should have thrown it away. That way it was not a negative play and they don't lose a possession. It's a complete miscommunication and a bad play by Tua Tagovailoa. It's a true freshman mistake. This is, like I said, this is some of the things that would contribute to him not being able to play this season, because these are things And Tua knew that he made a mistake. He's talking to Nick Saban. Nick Saban's mad. He comes up, with his happy-go-lucky, free-going personality. I love this guy. I love Tua. He just kind of puts his arms around Saban's shoulder. How many of you guys saw that? That was really funny to me. and just kind of talk to him a little bit. Only quarterback I've seen do that. I feel most of them are too scared. But anyway, 6-minute 32-second mark. Alabama's defense says, okay, we're going to get the ball right back. Because Deron Payne abuses the center, number 53, to get instant pressure on Jake Fromm, forcing a quick pass to the check down. But Deshaun Hand just so happened to be in the way. The ball hit his head and it bounced in the air. And Raekwon Davis started playing basketball and became a rebounder and got the interception and got a big play. Nice. Alabama's back on the ball. 6-minute 21-second mark. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end who's on the line this time. So it's an RPO play. Tua Tagovailoa takes off left, but he's holding that ball so loosely. I tell you, it's scary how loose he holds that ball. 8-yard gain on the scramble. 5-minute 54-second mark. RPO. Inside dodge to Damien Harris for the first down. Great. Give the ball to Damien Harris more. 5-minute 36-second mark. Not much separation from the receiver, so sometimes Alabama receivers just weren't getting open. But Tua makes an inexperienced play. The safety is in the middle of the field. But Tua gets, he sets his mind to go for Cam Sims on a seam route anyway. Now, on a seam route, the safety's in the middle of the field. He can get to the hash mark pretty quick. You shouldn't throw this ball. But Tua's already locked in on it. His 2 outside receivers, Calvin Ridley and Robert Foster, had one-on-one coverage running to the end zone. All you got to do is give Calvin Ridley a chance to catch that ball. But instead, he throws into double coverage up the seam. It's incomplete, although it was very impressive arm strength. I can't take that away from him. 5-minute 30-second mark. Jailbreak screen to Calvin Ridley. It was almost a disaster. Tua Tagovailoa delivers the ball a bit low, but that's because a little pressure's coming. But Calvin Ridley needs to catch that ball. Like, Tua got that ball to you. You need to catch that ball for your young true freshman quarterback. Ball pops in the air, and luckily it landed harmlessly on the ground. That was a break for Alabama. 5-minute 25-second mark. 4 wide again. Jerry Jeudy motions around on a swing pass. Tua Tagovailoa fakes it, and then he tries the inside screen to Henry Ruggs. It's a little funky play here. They tried to do too much, in my opinion. A run could have possibly been better because Georgia had a very light box up front against that initial look of the defense. So maybe they could have tried to change to a running play. So anyway, I don't remember if we got the field goal there or not, but that drive did not get a touchdown. But that's okay. Alabama's back on defense now. 5-minute 15-second mark. Alabama had all 11 defenders within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. All 11 defenders within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. And they still got a 5-yard run. That was impressive blocking by them. So 4-minute 43-second mark. Good run stop for Alabama. Deontay Thompson flew up and he controlled the line of scrimmage. 4-minute 3-second mark. Great protection for Georgia, but Minka Fitzpatrick made a mistake as well here as the wide receiver ran a deep out route and Jake Fromm hit it accurately for a first down. 3-minute 30-second mark. Fatigue is starting to set in for the defense, so this is finally when the defense starts to look tired. Christian Miller missed on this tackle here, and Mack Wilson was late getting to the play on this run play. 5-yard gain. 2-minute 55-second mark. Read option here. Christian Miller crashes in. Jake Fromm pulls the ball out. Mack Wilson gets him for a 1-yard loss. But he lost his composure. They could have called a penalty on him here because he gave Jake Fromm's head a little bit of a push as he got up. And it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. You could have hurt the team. Anyway, 2-minute 10-second mark. Underrated play. This play also one of those plays that isn't talked about that helped save this game for Alabama. Georgia was moving the ball. They held the ball from the this particular play. Well, yeah, it was a 3-minute drive, so they were starting to wear down a little bit. But they were starting to move into the red zone. Levi Wallace breaks up a really well-thrown in route. Jake Fromm threw a nice pass to Wims here. He broke it up. Wims was starting to catch the ball. Levi stretched his hands out, break that ball out of there. Great play to force an incompletion. Forces a punt. Alabama gets the ball back. Without that play, Georgia could have possibly kicked the field goal and put the game out of reach. 1-minute 54-second mark. Do an outside zone left. First time all year I have seen Bo Scarborough read his blocks well, cut back inside, and he got a first down. So I was so happy for Bo. I was like, where has that been this whole season? 1-minute 40-second mark. Tua checks the place. Good job by Tua reading the defense here. 5 wide receivers. Well, 5 wide, and one of them was a tight end. He hits Calvin Ridley underneath for 6 yards. He threw a bit behind on this play, as Calvin Ridley had to slow down to catch it. And if it's in front, it's probably a first down easily, but a nice completion, get his confidence up, keep him going. 1 minute, 10 second mark, inside zone for Bo Scarborough, but the stunt play of Georgia blew it up. 42 seconds left. We tried to do a pick play, but the pick was supposed to pick Roquan Smith, the linebacker, so that Bo Scarborough could get in the flat for an easy first down. We tried to do the same things against Clemson, but Bo Scarborough dropped the pass from Jalen Hurts. It didn't work, though, on this play, as Roquan Smith comes around the pick, and he's fast enough to recover and tackle Bo Scarborough short of the first down. So we had to punt it back. Alabama's on defense. We play single high, get a nice run stop. Alabama got really aggressive on defense really early. You usually don't see Nick Saban pull out the single high coverage, one safety over the top, cover one man coverage until we're backed up against the wall. And he did it because he usually likes to play two man over the top. He played that single high a lot in this early in the second half. So now the fourth quarter starting. Alabama's down 20-10, so they did get that field goal in that previous drive, the one from earlier. And Georgia starts out with a run up the middle. So to start the fourth quarter, Alabama's defense was still worn down. They were having trouble stopping Georgia. They got momentum all of a sudden out of nowhere later on in this drive. I'll get to that. So Georgia starts off with a run up the middle for first down. Great blocking. Sony Michel has some deceptive power when running with the football. 14-minute, 35-second mark. We got Josh Frazier in the game. It's the first time all year where I've seen him not effective. When he was in the game, he was nowhere near as good as Deron Payne, and it showed. 14-minute mark. The defensive line was washed down, and the blocks were good, and Georgia got a first down run. So it was nasty. 13-minute, 30-second mark. Inside run for Nick Chubb gets 7 yards. Inside run on Alabama gets 7 yards. 12-minute, 54-second mark. Big play. Big play here. Just a 2nd and 3. Mack Wilson, Alabama got tired. They sent the blitz up the middle. Jeremy Pruitt, good job. And it blew up the running play, and it saved the drive for Alabama defensively, as Nick Chubb now had to bounce it outside, and it was cleaned up by the rest of the defense. Great play. 12-minute, 25-second mark. Raekwon Davis on third down now shed the right guard really easily, and I was watching the coach's film for to get some more insight on this play. The center on this play was supposed to slide right to help on the run, help on Raekwon Davis. But I think the impact of the run playing so well in this game made the center start shading left toward him instead. And Raekwon Davis instead gets a one-on-one and gets a sack on Jake Fromm. That punt, that third down stop was so big. Defense was tired. I think if they hadn't got that stop there, this game was over. So that play is huge. 11-minute, 39-second mark. We go 3 wide receivers, tight ends on the line. Good blocks and running by Najee Harris. So true freshman, another true freshman stepping up to get the first down. They ran that right into the blitz, and it still worked. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. 11-minute, 10-second mark. Good job by Tua to hit Cam Sims on the check down. The post route and the crossing route were covered initially, so it was a good job by Cam Sims also after catching it to make people miss and get the first down, but then he took a big hit at the end. Roquan Smith laid him out, and I don't think Cam Sims played anymore after that play. I think that shoulder was hurting him, and I think that's why we saw the true freshman so much after that point. So 10-minute, 46-second mark, we do a screen to Robert Foster, gets 5 yards. 10-minute, 30-second mark, a run for Najee Harris off tackle against a 6-man front. Nice crackback block from Jerry Jeudy on the linebacker, and it was a good decision by Najee Harris to bounce it outside, and it gets a big gain down the left sideline. So great run by Najee, good blocking by everybody, even the freshman wide receiver. This is a big play. 10-minute, 10-second mark, outside zone right for Najee Harris against the 6-man front. He gets 2 yards. So we're trying to run the ball now, take a little bit of the pressure off Tua, get down the field, and let some things work. 9-minute, 43-second mark, go trips left for Tua. Tua fakes the screen to Calvin Ridley and then tries to hit Jerry Jeudy on a fade route to the left. And it was a really well thrown ball, and it was just like Ridley earlier, it was just overthrown. And so on the following third down, Bama taking too long to get the play to Tua Tagovailoa. This is one of the reasons why he hasn't played all season. He doesn't know how to receive these calls as quickly. They have to get it to him. He doesn't know the playbook as well. These are very important. If these type of mistakes were made in other games, you possibly lose because you're not prepared. Now, we got bailed out here by Georgia because they called a timeout, so Alabama didn't have to call a timeout. 9-minute, 34-second mark. The twist comes in. Georgia gets a twist, and they get right into his face. as he unloads the ball. So I think the pressure caused him to just kind of try to throw this ball to Jerry Judy in the back of the end zone. The arm strength was something amazing to marvel at, but the play he tried to make was not good. He forced this play into triple coverage when he had a fade route to his right to Robert Foster in one-on-one coverage. And it almost got picked off, and it would have taken points off the board. But luckily, those points were big, too, because that field goal allowed us to then only need one drive to tie the game up. So after that play ended up being incomplete instead of an interception, Alabama's down 20-13. So now Georgia's back on offense. Alabama's still playing that single high defense. They try to do wildcat for Nick Chubb. And they actually, in the next play after that, Mac Wilson showing us a little slowness here in pursuing the reverse play to the edge, and he gets an 8-yard gain. So it's 3rd and 2 now. You're like, okay, got to get a stop here. Got to get the 3 and out. 8 minutes, 7-second mark. Do a zone read with McCole Hartman, the same play that scored the touchdown before the half for Georgia. As a wildcat quarterback, they do an inside zone to Sony Michel. But Deron Payne makes the stop. That guy made plays through and through. Got a 3 and out, and that was big. So now Alabama's got the ball. They got to get the ball down the field. They're trying to score a touchdown, tie this game up. And Alabama held on to the ball for a really long time to get this score. So Alabama ran the same routes consistently for Tua, and there's so many times where the coaches called this route the cross-country route, where you have the one receiver who's off to himself on one side, run a deep crossing route, and the other 2 receivers on the other side of the field run 2 deep post routes. And so it's supposed to get somebody open underneath because it's supposed to confuse the safety cornerback, especially in the zone, whatever it may be. They ran that play a lot of times, and Tua hit some off of it. So 7 minute, 10-second mark, we run that play. We motion Damian Harris to the side. Damian Harris Tua fakes the draw play, which we should have been doing with Jalen Hurts. I don't know why we haven't thought about doing that. Like, have him fake the run, drop back, and throw it. That'd be so easy, right? Misses an opportunity here, Tua does, to hit Devontae Smith on a crossing route. The linebacker zones actually made him scared him off from this throw, and he hits Damian Harris underneath. Damian Harris makes a guy miss, breaks a couple of tackles, and get a first down. That's why Damian Harris should get the ball more. 6 minute, 51-second mark. Zone read broken by the Georgia defense. They did a good job. 6 minute, 20-second mark. Underrated play. This is an underrated play by Tua. So this is one of those times where I actually want to give Tua more credit. Play action here. But it's a free rusher who comes in because Matt Womack just missed his tackle. He whiffed it. He might have to get replaced next season. Tua does a Tony Romo spin move to escape the sack and throw it away. Great evasion. If he takes a sack here, that's detrimental to his drive. But because he didn't take a sack and throw it away, he kept them on target for the chains. 6 minute, 12-second mark. 3 wide receivers, as usual, for Tua. Like I said, no double tight end formations at all. 1 tight end. Devontae Smith is isolated in 1-on-1 to the right side. Tua Tagovailoa tries to hit that matchup. It didn't result in a completion, but it ends up drawing a pass interference, and that pass interference was monumental to keeping this drive going. 6 minute, 6-second mark, we try to cross-country route again. Excellent pass protection for Tua. Alex Leatherwood's going to work on his guy. Tua Tagovailoa steps up and hits Jerry Judy on a crossing route to the right. Also, Irv Smith, the tight end, blocked DeAndre Walker, the rusher, by himself. Great job. Underrated. These guys, little plays, just a little things, really helped Alabama. 5 minute, 32-second mark. Do a fade route to Calvin Ridley. He threw it from the slot. And it was good placement, actually, from Tua. Calvin Ridley just wasn't able to corral the ball in the red zone. And also, DeAndre Baker, the cornerback who's covering Ridley on that play, defended it exceptionally well as well. It was just an all-around good play by both teams, making it really hard to catch. So, good throw by Tua. Good job trying to track it by Calvin, but great coverage by DeAndre Baker. 5 minute, 24-second mark. It trips left, do a QB zone to the left. Tua Tagovailoa cuts back after pressing outside for 7 yards. 4 minute, 43-second mark. It's a run for Damian Harris into an 8-man front. So this is one of those examples where Tua needs to know how to check and change to a different play. Tua needs to check this to a different play, a screen pass, do something, because you don't want to run the ball into an 8-man front. And also, just overall, J.C. Hassenauer did a bad job of blocking Trenton Thompson on this play. So 3-minute 56-second mark, we go 5 wide. Najee Harris is far left as a wide receiver. This play is a blatant. This play. So people talk about Georgia getting penalties called on it, or not getting penalties. This is a play where Alabama didn't get 2 penalties on the same play, even though this play resulted in a touchdown. It's a blatant PI missed. As just watch tight end number 82, Irv Smith. He started out to the slightly left of the line scrimmage, left of the left tackle on this play. 3-minute 56-second mark. Watch him as he runs his route. The defender literally grabbed him and pulled him back. Literally grabbed him and pulled him back. And there were no flags thrown. Like, wow. No one was open initially on this play. So Tua starts to roll left. The pressure comes, so Tua fires the ball into the end zone. It was for Najee Harris. It really was. He was throwing that ball to Najee Harris in the back of the end zone. But Calvin really intercepts it and gets a touchdown. And Calvin really just jumped out in front of that ball and got the touchdown. Najee Harris, though, because they also missed this, he was tackled before the ball got there. So that was also an uncalled pass interference call on him, too. So it was 2 missed calls on the same play. But here's the most important part about this play. We got the touchdown. It was great. We tied it up. This allowed us to get in position to win the game. Tua, though, didn't throw to Jerry Jeudy, who was open in the flat. If the flat is open on this type of play, that means that your high route, which is the dig route to Najee Harris, was not open. So you have to throw to your underneath guy. Jerry Jeudy was open to the flat to his left, and Jerry Jeudy has the speed and moves to, if that defender maybe came up to try to stop him, he could make him miss and get into the end zone. And so your low guy open means your high guy recover. So I understand maybe he didn't want to leave it up to chance, and he wanted to get the ball into the end zone. That's fine. But when the pass was that low percentage and you had an open guy in the flat, I would rather you throw to the flat. So, but that's a mute point at this point because you got a touchdown anyway. Good job. Now, and also those officials got to work on that. Georgia's got the ball back. 3-minute 44-second mark. You know who the guy is who's going to make a play for Alabama. Deron Payne again. Beat the left guard to pressure Jake Fromm into an incompletion. 3-minute 39-second mark. We're still single high on defense. 3-minute 10-second mark. Mac Wilson is on Swift on 3rd and 3. Little flat route that he tries to run out there. Jake Fromm throws off his back foot, falling back, and the ball sails out of bounds. That's why footwork is so important. That Bama pressure, it brought you in. This was a big play too. This play to force this punt, this 3 and out. Georgia was 2 for 6 on 3rd downs in the second half. 2 for 6. Alabama made a big turnaround. They punted the ball, allowed Alabama to control the end of the game. It didn't help out because we missed the field goal, but we did. So, getting down the field, whatever. We do a stretch right run for Najee Harris. He gets a first down on a tough run. That's 2-minute 10-second mark. But it's a possible delay of game. And so this is where Tua's game management, clock management comes into play. One of the reasons why he hasn't started. Because he let that clock get down. I'm not going to say that it did go to 0, but it was pretty close. 1-minute 50-second mark, throw a short stick route to Calvin Ridley. Really bad face mask from Parrish, the cornerback for Georgia, as they got us to get big yards. 1-minute 45-second mark, we do a quarterback stretch left against a 6-man front. Bad ball security by Tua, but it's okay. You know, he didn't fumble it. 1-minute 12-second mark, Tua checks to a run play. Good job. 1-minute 2-second mark, we do another quarterback stretch left for the first down. I keep telling him hold the ball tighter, but he'll learn. He lowered his shoulder too. I mean, that guy running like he's Tim Tebow out there. 0-minute 55-second mark, a QB run to the right. And this is where I noticed we started talking to the kicker. Players started talking to the kicker. Don't ever talk to the kicker before the kick because you just get in their head. And we did because our kicker missed it. 47 seconds left. Quarterback run to the right again. Watch Tua, though, after this play. Watch Tua after that play. He's supposed to snap the ball and center it. He's supposed to run the ball to the center of the field and go down. He thinks he's supposed to be running the clock down, though. That's a mistake. Saban has to call a timeout, and we put Jalen Hurts in to do it. We said, we know Jalen can do it. We know he knows what he's supposed to do. So that was funny. But here's the problem, though. We get on Papa Nasty a lot, but Pap's left leg actually slipped as he kicked the ball. The plant leg actually slipped, and that's one of the reasons why he missed the kick. To overtime here. So now we're in overtime. It's a good job of Mack Wilson to fill the gap on Nick Chubb's first down run play. They got 3 yards. So Mack Wilson also with good pursuit on the next play as well. He and Levi Wallace stopped the stretch right for the first down. Then on 3rd and 6, the interior stunt from Terrell Lewis and Deron Payne. Deron Payne crashes outside, and Terrell Lewis loops inside for instant pressure, blowing past the center. So Deron Payne made an impact from start to finish. Jake Fromm should have tossed the ball away, but true freshman mistake. Takes a sack. 50-plus yard field goal, and their kicker made it. That guy has some ice in his veins. So now that sets up Alabama to win the game. 2 plays was all they needed. Saban was really mad on the first play, really happy on the second play. And this is why. We go 3 wide receivers. 84, Hale Hinkins is at H-back. Damian Harris sent him to the left. Tua sent Damian Harris to the left, so it's an empty formation. Tua spends way too much time looking downfield. The protection was great on this play, but he was just trying to do too much. He could have just hit Damian Harris underneath and got at least 2 yards. But instead, he takes a 16-yard sack. So now Nick Saban's really mad. He's frustrated. He's like, you just took us out of field goal position. It's going to be really hard for us to win this game. We may be in very deep trouble, especially with our kicking situation. So on 2nd and 26, it's a good job of Alex Leatherwood of pushing number 17 wide, which allowed Tua to step up. Great play by Tua here as he looked. Everyone's already broken it down. He looked the safety off in the middle of the field because it was against the cover 2 defense. He threw the ball back left. It was a perfect pass, touchdown, walk-off win, great pass protection, good play. That's how you win the game. It's a great job by the Alabama team. Good win, pulling it out here. Tua really invigorated the offense, brought a lot of great passing skill that we didn't scheme for in the first half, which I'm still upset about. But other than that, great way to win this game. It's going to be a fun offseason because Alabama's going to come back with some interesting firepower on offense and an interesting QB debate to settle in the spring. And we lose a lot of guys on defense. But let me know what you all thought about this game. Let me know some things you maybe thought I missed or you wanted me to talk about more. You can put that in the comment section. We can talk about it, and get in on it. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you for the next video.